Hi everyone, how you doing? I hope you are all doing great. For me, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. For today's lesson, we are going to learn the new tense, present perfect tense. And as I have already told you, before learning the uses, before learning the grammar, the spelling, we have to learn the form. Try to know how to make the form first. Clearly how to make the form. Okay? So let's have a look at the board. Present perfect tense. As you normally know, the form of each tense, they have three forms: positive, negative, and question. So first, we have to concentrate on the first one, positive tense of the present perfect. How do we form the positive? Now, look at it. We form the positive of the present perfect by using subject plus have or has plus past participle. In the present perfect tense, have or has is used as the helping verb or auxiliary verb. It is not used as the main verb. Okay? So it is called helping verb or auxiliary verb. For example, I have learned English. So most of you know to have can be divided into two: have and has. It is used according to the subject. If the subject in the sentence, I, we, you, and they, we use have. But in case the subject of the sentence, we use he, she, or it, we use has. Remember? Now, let's have a look. I is the subject, have is the part of verb to have, learned is the past participle. Some of the students confused about learned. Normally we use ed at the end. Okay? But learned can be used two ways: irregular verb and regular verb. You will study more, right? So learned T here, you call irregular verb. But if you don't want to use T here, you use ed. You call regular verb. They both are right, not different. Okay? So, I have learned English. So, I is the subject, have is a part of verb to have, learn is the past participle. This is the right form of the present perfect, positive. But do not go to the meaning yet. We still not go to the meaning yet. Just focus or concentrate on the form. Try to memorize and remember the form. Okay? We have watched live soccer. Focus on the subject and have what is the past participle. This is the right form of the present perfect, positive. You have worked. Have can be used according to the subject. Okay? Can we use has here? We cannot. Because you can see the subject. You is not he, she, or it, right? So the only one way we use is have, not has. Example, you have worked at this school. Try to make the right form of positive sentence first. Do not go to the meaning, as I told you. They have already eaten. There is a subject, have is a part of verb to have, and then eaten is the past participle. That's it. Okay? That's it. Don't worry about the meaning, as I told you. He has taught English here. He is a subject, has is a part of verb to have. With you, he, she, it, has, So this is the right verb, okay? He has taught is the past participle. She has driven. She has driven. She is the subject, has is the part of verb to have, and driven is the past participle. Let's go to the next one. It has slept under the table. Just focus on the form. Do not focus on the meaning, right? It is a subject, has is the part of verb to have, and slept is the past participle from infinitive to sleep. Okay? Let's go to the second form. It is called negative, as you already know. Negative. The negative form of the present perfect, we use subject plus have or has, the same as the positive sentence, but only one way, only one thing that is different is we just add one more negative word here. Is not. It's not quite different from the first one, but not, okay? Just use after the have or has. So subject plus have or has plus not plus past participle. You see that? So example, I have not finished my homework. I is the subject, have with the part of verb to have, not over here is the negative word, finished is the past participle. So this is the right form of the present perfect, negative. Let's go to the example. We have not met our new teacher. We is the subject, have is the part of verb to have, not is the negative word, met is the past participle from the verb infinitive to meet. Okay? So met. You have not studied distant. You is the subject, have is the part of verb to have, not is the negative one, studied is the past participle. Studied. Okay? They have not taken the bus. Just focus on the form. I would like to tell you once again. They have not, have can be used according to the subject, they. So not is the negative, you have to plus it, you have to add it, and then taken is the past participle from infinitive to take. He has not seen that car. He is a subject, has can be used according to the subject. Okay? He, she, it has. That's why we have she has and then plus not as the negative word. God is the past participle of infinitive to get. Let's go to the last example of the negative form. It has not eaten its food. It is a subject, has is used according to it, and not is the negative word. Eaten is the past participle from infinitive to eat. That's why we have it has not eaten its food. Okay? So we finished the form of negative form of the present perfect 10. Okay? Let's go to the question. This is the last form of the present perfect 10. We just have or has plus subject plus past participle. It is not quite different from the positive. You only just change the part of verb to have or has to put in the front. Okay? And then subject and then plus past participle. And don't forget question mark. It's very important when you are writing. Now, look at the example. Have I known you? If we move to positive, what do we have? I have known you. Alright? I is the subject, have the part of verb to have, known is the past participle. I have known you. Okay? And when you make the positive into the question, you don't need to do anything by just moving the part of verb to have to put in the front of the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence. That's it. So we move have here. That's why we have I known you? And the intonation is down. Have I known you? You cannot have I known you? No. Have I known you? Okay? Now, let's go to the second example. Have we stayed here? Have we stayed here? Have is a part of verb to have. We is a subject. We use have. You can just use has. If you use has, the subject must be he, she, or it. Alright? So, have we stayed, ed, stayed here? Have you been to Siem Reap? Have you been to Siem Reap? This is the question, right? So, have is a part of verb to have. Use a subject. Been is the past participle of the infinitive to be. Okay? Let's go to the next example. Have they finished their mission? Have they finished the mission? Has he got a handsome wife? Has he got a handsome wife? I put one star over here. Maybe you still wonder why I can use handsome with the lady. Let's check it out. In case that you want to know more, I will tell you. But now, do not focus on it. Has she found her purse? Has she found her purse? This is the question sentence of present perfect. Has it arrived home? Has it arrived home? Has is the part of verb to have. It is the subject. Arrived is the past participle of infinitive to arrive. Okay? So let's summarize again. We form the positive of the present perfect by using subject plus part of verb to have or has according to the subject, and plus past participle as the main verb. I have learned English, we have watched live soccer, you have worked at this school, they have already eaten dinner, he has taught English here, she has driven a car, it has slept under the table. And let's move on to the negative of the present perfect. Negative form of present perfect is subject plus have or has plus negative word not plus past participle. For example, I have not finished my homework. We have not met our new teacher. You have not studied these things. They have not taken a bus. He has not seen that car. She has not got this information. It has not eaten its food. And let's move on to the last form of that. Have, has, plus subject, plus past participle. Have I known you? Have we stayed here? Have you been to Siem Reap? Have they finished their mission? Has he got a handsome wife? Has she found her purse? Has it arrived home? So these are all the form of the present perfect tense. And also I would like to let you know how to, like a contract, how to contract the form of have plus past participle. We sometimes form the contraction of the, like positive by using example like here, I've, and then we have VE. So we pronounce I've learned English. It's quicker than I have learned English. Okay? But I don't think this is very important. Okay? I don't think this is very important. We just focus mainly on the form. Okay? So that's all for the videos today. And I hope all of you will be confident in what you have learned today with me. And I think you should study at home when you have got a free time. Do not waste your time. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. Thank you. See you the next video. Hi, how you doing everyone? For today's lesson, we are going to learn about past participle spelling rule. Do you know the reason why you have to learn about it? Because it is one of the most important parts of the present perfect form. To be honest with you, I think it's not very easy for you, but nothing you cannot do. You have to remember, I believe in you, okay? Try your best to do it. If you're not sure now, okay, just go back to the video again, try to learn it day by day, okay? That's why you will be successful in your learning, understand? Learning not only just one day, you learn every day, okay? So now, let's go to the lesson. Past participle spelling rules. For past participle spelling rule, it's involved with the regular verb. We are not talking about irregular verb. So for irregular verb, past participle, you have to remember. Okay? Very easy for you. Try to make, like it's easy for you, try to remember. You understand? But for spelling, the past participle spelling rule of the regular verb is not easy. You have to follow the rules. Understand? Now, please have a look at rule number 1. Verbs ending in E, just add D to the verb. Rule number 1, every verb ending in letter E, just add D to the verb. So we have past participle. Okay? Now, please have a look at this. For example, like E at the end of the verb. So you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else. Just add D at the end. So you have liked. Like. Liked. Alright. So what do you see at the end of the verb? What do you see? E at the end of the verb. So that is not, difficult for you to do that, just only add letter D. That's why you have arrived. Decide, you have got one more E, okay? So when you make into past participle, you have to add one D, that's enough, okay? That's enough. Thrive, thrive here, have got E, letter E at the end, so you just add only D at the end of the verb. So thrived. Guzzle, guzzle. So guzzle at the end of the verb guzzle, we have got letter E, one letter E. So you just add D at the end of the verb. Okay? Just try to remember this. Dine, dine. You have got E at the end of the verb. So when you make into past participle, you have to use one more D. We have dined. Bake. Bake, we got E at the end. So when you make into past participle, we have to add D only. So baked. Baked. Understand? Let's go to the other one. Type. T-Y-P-E. So E at the end of the verb. So you don't need to do anything else besides adding letter D. Okay, after the verb, we have past participle. You try to remember single word E at the end of the verb. Before making it into past participle, you have to add only D. Understand? Make it clear, right? Let's go to the other one. Hope. What do you have at the end of the verb? E. Single E at the end of the verb. So the rule says verbs ending in E, just add D at the end of the verb. That's it. Hoped. Injure. E at the end of the verb. And then when you go to past participle, you have to add one more D. That's it. Nothing more, right? Nothing more. Smile, E at the end. And we go to past participle, you have to add one more D. We have smiled, smiled. Date, E at the end. And we make into past participle, we have dated. Just only add D at the end of the verb. That's all. Hate, E at the end of the verb. Okay? So, before you make into past participle, so you have to add only D. So we have hated. Rake, E at the end of the verb. Past participle, add one more D. So we have raked. Raked. Okay? So let's go to rule number 2. Verbs ending in consonant plus Y. Remember again, verbs ending in consonant plus Y. Change letter Y to letter I and then add ED. For rule number 1, you do not add ED, you just add only D because you have got letter E at the end of the verb. Okay? So you don't need to add ED, you just add only D, right? And how about rule number 2? Everything you have to follow the rule. Okay? Try to follow the rules. Okay? If you don't follow the rules, it's your problem. Okay? Now let's go again. Verbs ending in consonant plus Y. We have to change letter Y to letter I first and then add ED up to the verb. That's it. Now let's have a look. Carry. Carry. Okay? Y at the end of the verb carry. Okay, and on the other hand, in front of the verb carry, we have or is a consonant. So or is a consonant, okay, and Y over here, that's why you have to change letter Y to letter I. And don't forget ED at the end. So, carry, C-A-R-R, and then change Y to I. Understand? Lastly, ED. Carried. Carried. Okay? Let's go to another example. Try. Do not pronounce try. I try to study hard. Please be careful with your pronunciation, right? Do not say I try. I try. T or try. Train. Tree, right? Not try, train, tree, no. So, try, we got Y at the end of the verb. In front of Y, we have got one of a consonant. So, rule number 2 says, in case that verb ending in a consonant plus Y, change letter Y to letter I, and lastly, you have to add ED. This is the right spelling rule of past participle, regular verb. Understand? Right? So what do we have now? Change letter Y to letter I. First step. Step 1. Change letter Y, letter Y to letter I. And then it's not enough yet. You have to add ED at the end. We have the right spelling of past participle. Okay? Let's go to another one. Study. What do you have in here? This is a consonant. And Y at the end. Consonant and then Y at the end. So you cannot use ED straight away. Understand? The rule doesn't say that. The rule says consonant plus Y, change Y to I, and then plus ED. So what do we have now? Let's do together. Study, STUD, change Y to I first. And the second step, we have to add ED. We have past participle of study. So studied, okay? Cry, don't say cry. I cry because of you. No, I cry because of you. Try to have the right pronunciation of that, okay? Try. I don't think you cannot do, okay? But don't be shy. Shyness is your big enemy. It's the big enemy of study, okay? So don't be shy, right? Cry. Y at the end. In front of Y we have letter R, so it's one of the consonant. So we have I here. I change from letter Y, and then don't forget ED. Okay? Another one, fry. Fry. So fry here, Y at the end of the verb. And before letter Y, we have R, one of the consonant. That's why you have to change letter Y to letter I, and then ED, fried. Worry. Okay? Y at the end again. Or in the front, we have ED, worried. Okay? Dry. D-R-Y, dry. 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 D-R-I, change from letter Y. So ED, dried. Are you clear? Alright? Let's practice more. Exemplify, not exam. Exemplify. Exemplify. So exemplify, Y is at the end of the verb, and in front of the word Y, we have got a consonant F. F is one of the consonants. You understand? The vowel we have I, E, A, O, U, and the rest of that, it must be called a consonant. Okay? So exemplify, exemplify. And when we go to the past participle spelling rule, we have to see rule number 2. Y at the end, before Y we have got letter F, is one of the consonant. That's why we have to change Y to letter I, and ED at the end. We have exemplified. Exemplified. Okay, falsify. Falsify. Y again, consonant again, and then we have I-E-D, falsified. The right form of past participle spelling rule. Okay? Fancy. Look at the word at the end of the verb. Letter Y. And in front of letter Y, we have one of the consonant, letter C. Okay? So you cannot just add ED straight away to the verb like that. No way. You have to follow the rule. You don't need to follow me, right? Follow the rule. So Y at the end, C is one of the consonant, it goes to rule number 2. That's why we have Y here, change to I, and then ED. Make sure that you understand it well, right? Let's go to another example. Flurry. Flurry. So flurry, Y at the end, or in front of Y, so we have flurry. Okay, flurried. 45. 45. Y at the end, F with one of the consonant, rule number 2. Change letter Y to letter I, and then don't forget ED. again and again, again and again, 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 and again. I think if you just listen to me again and again, 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 and take note, you don't need to study one more time. You understand that? If you are clever. But anyway, try to study more and more if you still not understand, right? Now, let's go to another one. Tidy. See again, Y at the end. D is one of the consonant. So you have to change letter Y to letter I and then ED. Tidied. Tidied. Okay? Bury. Bury. Y at the end. Or is in the front is one of the consonant. So we have I change from letter Y and then don't forget ED. So today's lesson we are going to focus on two rules. Rules number one, it says verbs ending in single E or E at the end. You just add D to the verb, we have past participle. Understand? And rule number two, verbs ending in a consonant, and after consonant we have got letter Y. Before we add ED, we have to change letter Y to letter I, and then lastly, do not forget to add ED. If you just change letter Y to letter I and then you forget to add ED, you're still wrong. This is not the correct form of past participle, regular verb. Okay? So now let's go back again. This time a little bit faster. Rule number one, verbs ending in E add D. Like, liked. Arrive, arrived. Decide, decided. Thrive, thrived. Guzzle, guzzle, guzzled. Dine, dine, dined. Bake, bake, baked, baked. Type, type, typed. Hope, hope, hoped. Injure, injure, injured, injured. Smile, smile, smiled, smiled. Date, dated. Hate, hated. Rake, raked or raked. So let's go to rule number two, faster. Verbs ending in a consonant plus Y, change letter Y to letter I, and don't forget add ED at the end of the verb after changing to letter I. Carry, carried. Try, tried. Study, studied. Cry, cried. Fry, fried. Worry, worried. Dry, dried. Exemplify, exemplified. Falsify, falsified. Fancy, fancied. Flurry, flurried. Fortify, fortified. Tidy, tidied. Bury, bury. So that's all for today's lesson. Okay? Before ending, I would like to say thank you so much for all of you for your strongly support my Facebook page and also YouTube channel, Learning English with TSK. Please continue to support my channel. And don't forget, if you have any comment, please write down your comment in order to make my video better and better. That is for me and also for you. Okay? So, thank you very much one more time. See you for the next video. Thank you. Hi, how you doing everyone? I hope you are all doing great. For me, I am doing fine. Thank you so much. For today's lesson, we still go away from the spelling rule of the past participle. But you remember, for the previous video, you studied 2 rules. But now, we are going to study 2 more rules of past participle spelling. Okay? Now, let's go. Rule number 3. Rule number 3. So you can read all together. Verbs ending in a CVC. As you all remember, CVC means C is a consonant, V is a vowel, and C is a consonant. This is the CVC pattern, right? Verbs ending in a CVC, you have to double the last consonant and then plus ed. Before adding ed to the verb ending in a CVC, you have to double the last consonant. So which one is the last consonant? Consonant number 1, a vowel, and then this is the last consonant. So in case that you double, do not double the first consonant, okay? Double the last consonant and then add ed. Don't forget it. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the example. Hug. The hug, okay? Hug, H-U-G. So you gotta see C-H. So U is one of the V, one of the vowel, and then G is the last consonant. So before adding ed to the verb, we have to follow the rule, okay? Try to double the last consonant and then you add ed. You have past participle spelling rule. The correct spelling rule of the past participle. Okay? Now, what do we have? H-U-G, so we have to double H or you have to double one more G. H is not the last consonant. Okay? So which one is the last consonant? Look at the word. G is the last consonant. So before adding ed to the verb, you have to add one more G, double one more G, and then ed. Hugged. Okay? Hugged. Okay? Plan. L is a C, a mean consonant. A is one of the vowel. N is one of the consonant. So before you add ed, you have to double the the last consonant. Which one is the last consonant? It's N. So we have one more N before you add ed. Planned. Okay? Stopped. Stop. T is a consonant. O is one of the vowel. P is the last consonant. So do you just add ed after the word stop immediately? No. We have to double the last consonant before you add ed. You understand? If you want to make it into past participle. Okay? Now, let's have a look. Stop, stop. So P is the last consonant. We have to double one more P and then ed. Stopped. Chat. A is a consonant, A is a vowel, T is the last consonant. So, no way, we forget it, okay? Double the last consonant, E and D. Chatted, okay? Chatted. Rob. R is a consonant, O is a vowel, B is a consonant. So before you add ed, you have to follow this rule, okay? Double the last consonant. Which one is the last consonant? As you see, B is the last consonant. O is not the last consonant, it's the first consonant, okay? So you have to double one more B and then ed. You have the right spelling rule of past participle. Are you clear? If you're not clear, try to see again. But do not just see, also take note. You understand? If you have a pen, a marker, or papers close to you, okay, don't forget, take note. But if you don't have it, no problem. Just go to see the video again after that. If in case that you don't have any problem, it's okay. But in case that you have got a problem, okay, you still not understand about which point, and then you can write down the comment. I will explain you later. You understand? Thank you in advance. Now here we go. Sup. I say rub. B-E-D, rubbed. How about sup? Not shop. Sup. Sup. Not shop. Okay? Sup. S-O-B. B again. Big. 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 So what do we have? B is a vowel. G is a consonant. So you have to double one more G and then ed. Baked. Okay? Very simple. But you have to remember the verb. Understand? Take times. Don't be in a hurry. You cannot just remember hundreds of words, thousands of words in only 1 week or 1 month or one 1 hours. I don't think it's a good idea for learning. Okay? Do not learn like this way. You understand? If you learn this way, you got a problem. Okay? Now let's go. Stepped. Step. T is a consonant, E is a vowel, P is a consonant. So what do you have now? Before we add ed, what do we have? Double the last consonant. P is the last consonant. Stepped. Okay? Thin. Most of the students say thin. Thin is not the verb. Thin is the adjective. No. Thin can be used as an adjective. Thin can be used as a verb. You will learn more. The more you learn, the more you know. Okay? Thin. H. I is a vowel, N is a consonant. So double one more, the last consonant, and then ed. Thinned. Okay? Stir. T. I, a vowel, O is a consonant. Double one more O, and then ed. Stirred. Rap, not rape. Don't confuse about rape. Rap. Okay? Just wrap. You bake the fish, okay? And you got the piece of platinum papers, okay? Wrapping papers. You wrap it, not rape. Wrap. Okay? So R-A-P. So we have to double one more P and then go to ed, right? Flip. L is a consonant, I is a vowel, P is a consonant. So before adding ed, you have to double one more P and then ed, as it normally says. Try to say again and again until you remember. Do not just say, oh, teacher, I understand already. This is only 10 minutes. I understand what you mean. I don't think so. Learning is not like that way, Try to study again and again, okay? Not study, just study, okay? Try to study in order to understand and also in order to remember. Study, not just study, right? So, flip, and then double P, ed. Rub, not rob. This one, R-O-B, rub, okay? That one, R-U-B, rub, okay? So, rub. Double one more B and then ed, wrapped. Blur. L is a consonant, U is one the vowel, O is a consonant. So you have to double one more O and then ed. Okay? So this is ending rule number 3. If you're not so sure about it, don't forget, try to see the video again. See again and again until you remember, until you understand it. Okay? Take time to study. Don't be in a hurry. You understand? I know most of the students, they just want, they just want to learn within only 1 month's time or maybe 1 year's time. They become a teacher of English, they use their English to make money. I don't think so. Learning takes time. You understand? Don't be in a hurry. As I told you many times. Okay? Takes time, right? Okay, and now let's go to rule number 4. In rule number 4, verbs ending in a vowel plus consonant plus y add ed. So rule number 4 and rule number 2 is a little bit the same, but I think it's a kind of confusion. Okay, so in rule number 2, the previous rule number 2, it says verbs ending in a consonant, okay, plus y, before you add ed, you have to change letter y to letter I and then add ed to make past participle. Okay, but rule number 4, verbs ending in a vowel, not a consonant, right? A vowel following by letter y. So you don't need to do anything else. Okay, just add ed to the end of the verb. That's it. Do you understand? Once again, the previous rule number 2, it says verbs ending in a consonant following by a letter y. Okay? Before adding ed to make past participle, we have to change letter y to letter I first, and don't forget plus ed at the end of the verb after changing y to letter I. Understand? But in rule number 4 also talk about verbs ending in a vowel, not in a consonant, right? Following by letter y, you do not change letter y to I. Just add ed immediately. You understand? Do you understand, right? So now, for example, obey. So obey. B is a consonant. Okay? So that one, E is a vowel. E is a vowel. Okay? And Y is following by letter E. That's why we do not change letter Y to I. We just add ed. We have obeyed. We have obeyed. Okay? Another verb, enjoy. O is a vowel. Y is a letter Y at the end. So we do not change letter Y to a letter I before adding ed, right? So what do we have now? We just add only ed. Okay? The reason is we have got y at the end, but in front of letter y, we have a vowel, not consonant, right? So try to be clear, okay, about the two uses, the two spelling, right? Rule number 2 and rule number 4, right? Now let's go. Enjoy, and then we have enjoyed, okay? Parlay. E is one the vowel, Y, okay? So we have ed at the end. Parlayed, okay? Destroy, O in front of letter Y. So there is no way to change letter Y to letter I, right? Besides adding ed, okay? Employed, vowel again, Y after vowel. So we do not change letter Y to letter I. Just add ed. We have employed, okay? Stay. A is a vowel, is not consonant. In case that over here is a consonant, we have to change Y to I before adding ed, right? But here, rule number 4 says verbs ending in a vowel, okay? And then after vowel, we have got letter Y. So we do not need to change letter Y to letter I. Just add ed to the verb. So we have stayed, okay? Play, so played, okay. Now, let's go to the other example. Pray. A is a vowel, letter Y, so there is no change, right? Only plus ed. We have prayed. Portray, portray, portrayed. So we have got ed at the end, okay? Portrayed. Toy, and then toy. O is a vowel, Y is the letter Y. That's why we do not change anything by adding only ed at the end of the verb. Most of the students say toy used as a noun, but toy can be used as a verb. That's why you need to learn more and more. Okay? The more you learn, the more you know. Okay? So let's go to the example. Journey. So journey, E is a vowel, following by letter Y. So do not change Y to I, but just add ed immediately, right? So we add ed. So journey also used as a verb. Before, everybody know that journey used as a noun. Okay, me too. But when you are learning more and more, you are searching more and more, you will see a lot of words that you think, it might happen, it might not happen. For example, like the word handsome, okay? Before, my teacher told me, handsome is only adjective to describe about the man. Handsome man, you cannot say handsome lady, right? But now, handsome can be used with the lady. Okay? Like good-looking person, like an attractive person, attractive lady, and something like that. Something that you do think that it is not happen, it happened. So, there will be more to learn. Okay? Now, let's go to the next one. Spray. A is a vowel. Y following by a vowel, so there is no change beside adding ed. So we have sprayed, okay? Annoyed, okay? O, Y is not consonant and Y. O, vowel and Y, so we just add ed at the end. Deploy, we have got deployed, okay? So these are all the two uses of participle spelling rule. So we just go to summarize all together again. Rule number 3, it says verbs ending in a CVC, consonant, vowel, consonant, you cannot just add ed. Before adding ed, okay, at the verb, so you have to double the last consonant, okay, before adding ed. The rule says that, right? For example, hug, hugged, plan, planned, stop, stopped, chat, chatted, rub, rubbed, sup, supped, beg, begged, stepped, stepped, thin, thinned, stir, stirred, wrap, wrapped, flip, flipped, rub, rubbed, fleur, blur, blur. Obey, obeyed. Enjoy, enjoyed. Parley, parlayed. Destroy, destroyed. Employ, employed. Stay, stayed. Play, played. Pray, prayed. Portray, portrayed. Toy, toyed. Journey, journeyed. Spray, sprayed. Annoyed, annoyed. Deploy, deploy. Okay, so now we go at the end of the lesson today. Okay, but before ending this video, I would like to say thank you very much again and again for all of you are trying to support my Facebook page and YouTube channel, Learning English with TSK. In case you all have any comments, don't forget, write down your comments and If possible, you can ask me the question, okay, why or why or why, and after that, I will answer to you through the comment, okay? And on the other hand, I am going to welcome, to answer with your comment all the time, okay? So that's all from me today. Please see you next video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye for now. Hi, how you doing everyone? I hope you are all doing great. For me, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking me. So have you remembered about the previous video? We have learned about the 4 rules of the spelling past participle, right? But today, we are going to study 3 more. We're going to finish it, okay? So do not waste the time. Please have a look at the board. Now, let's go to rule number 5. Verbs ending in a CVC, last syllable is stressed and double the last consonant. After that, we add ed. Okay? So now, look at again. Verbs ending in CVC, as you have already known. C is a consonant, V is the vowel, C is the consonant, and the last syllable is stressed. Okay? Last syllable is stressed. So before adding ed to the verb, we have to double the last consonant. As spelling rule of verb to be plus verb plus ing. Okay? But this one, we talk about the past participle. Okay? Not verb plus ing rule anymore, right? So now let's go to the example. Okay? Admit. So you cannot say admit. No, you say admit. So admit. So mit is the second syllable, the last syllable. We stress on the last syllable, alright? So we have to double one more consonant as the rule says, and then we have to add ed. Okay? So now let's go to the example. Admit. M is one of the consonants. I is one of the vowel, T is one of the consonant. So before adding ed, we have to follow the rule by, okay, doubling. Once is the last syllable, okay, the last word of consonant. So what do we have? One more T and then ed. So we pronounce admitted. Okay, admitted. Let's go to the second example. Commit. Okay? When we go to the past participle, you have to follow the rule. As I say, double one more T and then ed. This is the right form of past participle. So, commit, we have committed. Okay? Let's go to the third example. Refer. F is one of the consonants. E is one of the vowel, R is one of the consonant. So we have double R and then ed. When you are learning, do not think that something is boring. I mean, I teach you again and again, but you have to remember, okay? Try to listen to me again and again, and you will remember it. You understand? So, kidnap, okay? Kidnapped. So we go to past participle, double one more P, and then ed. Kidnapped. Okay? Kidnapped. So another word, deter. Deter. So deter, t, is at the end of the word. I mean, the second syllable or the last syllable is stressed. So before adding ed, as the rule number 5 says, so we have to double one more R, the last consonant, before adding ed. So we have deterred. Another example, submit. So M is a consonant, I is a vowel, T is a consonant. Before adding ed to the verb, we have to double one more T. That's why we have submitted. Submitted, right? Let's go to the another example. Transfer. Transfer. Okay? Transfer. So F is the first syllable. I mean, F is the first C. I mean, consonant. And then E is one of the vowel, or is the last one of the C. I mean, consonant. So before we add ed to the verb, we have to follow the rule by doubling letter R and then ed. Are you clear now? So try to listen and try to look at the board, all right? So we have one a few to go. So this one, transmit, transmit. So before adding ed, we have to double one more T, transmitted. Okay, transmitted. Try to see what I'm doing and then you can remember. Okay, so look at the other example. Confer. Okay, confer. F, E is a vowel, O is a consonant. So before adding ed, as I normally said, we have to double one more R and then ed. Try to follow the rule, right? Okay, regret. Regret. When you go to the past participle, we have the letter R, we have the letter E is one of the vowel, T is one of the consonant. So we have double T and then ed. We pronounce regretted. Regretted. Okay? Commit. M-I is a vowel, T is a consonant. So what do we have? Do we have to double or we don't double it? We have to double it. So double one more T and then ed. Okay? So we have committed. Committed. Let's go to the fourth or the fifth example. Permit. Okay? Permit. When we go to the past participle of the verb permit, we have permitted. How about this verb? Emit. Emit. We go to past participle, we have to double one more T and ed. We pronounce emitted. Emitted. Let's go to the last one of the rule number 5. Incur. Incur. So what do we have? Do we have to double? We don't double it. We have to double letter R and then ed. Okay? Are you clear now? I hope you are smart. Okay? You will be clear. Okay? So let's go to the number 6. I mean rule number 6. For rule number 6 is a little bit, like strange for you. Right? When I put BE here, we talk about BE, I mean British English. As you normally know, we have divided too big, like English. We have BE English and AE English. I mean BE, I mean British English. AE, I mean American English. So I think it is not quite different, but only a little bit different, okay? Between British English and American English, all right? But now, I give you rule number 6 related to the BE, I mean British English, okay? So now, let's have a look. For BE, I mean for British English, most verbs ending, most verb, I mean not all the verb, I mean most verb, I mean maybe 85% or maybe 90%, okay, of the most verb ending in letter L, okay, a letter L. We have to double one more L, okay, and then add ed. So look at rule number 6 again. For BE, most verbs ending in L, before adding ed, we have to double one more L, okay? So what I mean now, we focus on the BE, British English, not American English. Do you understand, right? Let's go to the example. Okay, cancel. Cancel. So we have to notice this one. As the rule number 6 says, so before we add ed, we have to follow the rule, okay, by doubling one more L. Understand? Again, the rule says for the BE, most verb ending in a single L, before adding ED, we have to double one more L. This is for British English, not American English. Okay? So, before adding ED, we have to double one more L and then ED. Cancelled. Cancelled. Okay? Let's go to the second example. Control. Okay? L is at the end of the word. Before adding ED, we have to double one more L here and then ED. Controlled. What I mean now is related to BE, as I told you many times. British English, not American English. Example that marvel. So marvel, we got a single L at the end of the verb. So before changing to the past participle, we have to double one more L and then don't forget ED. As the rule number 6 says. Understand? Go to another example. Label. Label. When you go to the past participle, we have to double one more L and then ED. That's it. To be faster, travel. When we go to past participle, we have to double one more L and then ED. Some of the American people, they think they understand about the American English, but sometimes they cannot understand about the British English. Okay? But don't worry about that. It is not much different. Okay? Only 5% is difference between the British English and American English. Alright? Now, please have a look. Petrol. Okay? So petrol. When we go to past participle, we have to double one more L and then ED. Pedal. So pedal, when we go to past participle, we have to double one more L and then ED. So, rule number 6, we have to remember, for the British English only, most verbs, I don't say all the verbs, alright? I say most verbs ending in single L, before adding ED to make past participle, we have to double one more L. Example, cancelled, controlled, marveled, labeled, traveled, petrol, pedal. Okay? You understand? Are you clear now? Okay, I hope you will be clear, right? Let's go to the last rule. Rule number 7. So look at the rule. Verbs ending in a letter C, not consonant. Letter C, not CVC. Do not get confused about CVC. Okay? What I mean now, verbs ending in a letter C, not consonant, like CVC, alright? This is different. I say letter C. Before adding ED to the verb, we have to add K, one more K, and then ED. You don't need to ask me why do we do like that. You don't need to ask me why. You have to follow the rule. Okay? You have to follow the rule. When the rule say like that, you have to remember like that, okay? You got to do like that. It doesn't mean the rule tells you like that, you do like this. No way. Okay? Try to be clear about this point, right? For example, picnic. Most of the time, when you study English with a foreigner, when you study English with, like the teachers, you only remember picnic used as a noun. You understand that? But sometimes you don't know it is used as a verb, alright? So today, I'm going to give you some of the verb that before you don't think that it is have the verb part of speech, alright? So now you see that. Example, a picnic. So what do you see at the end of the verb? Letter C. So when you see the letter C, rule number 7 say like that. So what are you going to do before adding ED? Do we add one more consonant? Okay? Or we just add ed straight away to the word picnic? Please see the rule. What does the rule say? The rule says most verbs ending in the letter C add letter K and then ed. Okay? Now let's go. We have to add one more K. So picnic, and then we pronounce picnicked. Okay? Picnicked. Don't forget K and then ed. You don't need to understand, you need to remember. Alright? Let's go to the second example. Okay, bivouac. Bivouac or bivouac. So when you see the letter C at the end, just remind about rule number 7. So what do we have now? We have to add one more K as the rule says. And after that, don't forget ed. Okay, bivouac. Like the third example, traffic. Mostly, you know the word traffic, you as the noun. Example like the traffic is good today, the traffic is so serious today, we got a traffic jam today, or something like that. But traffic here, you as the verb. So traffic is the present simple traffic, and then when we go to past participle, we have to use ed. But before we have to use ed, you have to remember rule number 7. So we add one more K. Understand? Trafficked. Okay? Tarmac. Okay? C at the end. Tarmac. And then we go to the past participle. What do we have? K, ed. Frolic. Frolic. When we go to past participle, just remember C at the end. So what do we have? We have frolicked. Okay? Let's go to another example. Magic. Like example, magic is mostly of the people they know. If I have got a magic, I will turn you into a millionaire. If I have a magic, I will turn you into a frog. This is what, like some people say, But magic here, it doesn't use as a noun, it uses as the verb. So, when they use as the verb, you have to follow rule number 7 by seeing the last letter. We got C at the end of the verb. Okay? Letter C, not the consonant as I told you. So what do we have in here? Magic. Okay? Magic. Let's go to another one. Okay? Havoc. 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 You go to past participle, havoc, ed. Okay, physic. C at the end, C at the end, C at the end. So before adding ed, as the rule number 7 say, we have to add one more K. And lastly, ed. Do not forget it. So, go back to number 5 again. Rule number 5 says verbs ending in a CVC. The last consonant is stressed. So before adding ed to the verb, we have to double the last consonant. Okay? Like admit, admitted. Okay? Commit, committed. Refer, refer. Kidnapped, kidnapped. Deter, deter, deter. Submit, submitted. Transfer, transfer it. Transfer, transfer it. Transmit, transmitted. Confer, conferred. Regret, regretted. Commit, committed. Permit, permitted. Emit, emitted. Incur, incurred. Rule number 6. For the BE, as I normally told you, BE stands for British English. For BE, most verbs ending in a single L, before adding ed to the verb, we have to double one more L. Okay? So we have cancel, cancelled. Control, controlled. Marvel, marveled. Level, level. Travel, travel. Petrol, petrol. Pedal, pedal. Lastly, rule number 7. Verbs ending in the letter C not consonant, only a letter C. Before adding ed, we have to add one more word, is K, and then ed. Picnic, picnicked. Bivouac, bivouacked. Traffic, trafficked. Tarmac, tarmacked. Frolic, frolicked. Magic, magicked. Havoc, havocked. Physics, physics. Okay, so we end the spelling rule of past participle today. Okay, so before ending the video today, I would like to say thank you so much again and again for all of you who supports my YouTube channel and Facebook page. Anyway, any comments, okay, I accept it. Okay, so do not feel hesitated to ask me when you don't understand any point. Okay, so thank you very much for sharing the time with me today. Have a nice day. Watch the next video. Bye bye. Hi, how you doing everyone? Welcome back to Learning English with TSK. After learning the three forms and also the past participle spelling rules of the present perfect simple, today we are going to learn about when and why do we use the present perfect simple. Are you ready? Now let's look at the board. Present perfect simple usage number 1. We use present perfect simple to talk about the unfinished actions, states, or habits that happened or started in the past and still continue to the present time. Alright? And it is used to ask for how long. And normally, you have seen two words used with this usage. Use number 1. What are the words? Since and for. Okay? So, in order to make the upcoming example easier for you to learn, we need to study when and why do we use since and for first. Are you ready? Now, let's go. Let's go to star number 1. We use since with fixed times in the past, not in the present, fixed time in the past. For example, 1985, last year, last April, in 2019, 2014, 1982, alright? So these are all the fixed times in the past. And also, we use since with another actions in the past. For example, since I was 12, since I made my 40th birthday, since I was at school, okay, since I was at university, since I was a kid, since I was young, okay. So these are all the way we use since, okay, for the usage number 1. And go to star number 2. We use for with a period of time. It's not the fixed times in the past, just a period of time, alright? Let's go. Example, 10 minutes, okay? 2 hours, 3 years, 6 months, 2 hours and a half, okay? 2 weeks, 3 years. These are all the period of time that we normally use with for. Are you clear now how to use for and since? Okay? If you are not clear, try to see it one more time and try to see it again and again by yourself. And now, let's go to the example. Okay? Please have a look at the first example. I have known your family. We got since and we got for 2012. Firstly, we have to look at the form. Is it the right form of the present perfect simple? Or it is not the right form of it? try to see the subject, verb, auxiliary verb, and main verb. Okay? So, look at this one. Do we have a subject? We have subject. And on the other hand, we have the part of helping verb. As I told you, sometimes we call helping verb, sometimes we call auxiliary verb. Okay? So we don't care about that, but this is just what you know, right? I have known your family. So known is the past participle from infinitive to know. That's why you need to know, you need to remember about past participle. Understand? Let's go to the example again. I have known your family, and look at the period, look at the time here. 2012, year 2012. When you see 2012, you have to think about for and sin. Is it for that you are going to use with that? Or is it sin that you are going to use with that? 2012. Just think about it. Okay, now look at this one again. See? With fixed time, example 1985, last year, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So which one do we use that? We use for or we use sin? We have to use sin in this example. So sin is the right choice. Sin is the right option. Understand? So we are going to circle sin. We have, I have known your family since 2012. Action happened in the past and still continue to present. I still know your family. Okay? We use present perfect to talk about unfinished actions, states, or habits that happened in the past and still continue to the present. This is the meaning of our example. Alright? So once again, every time you do exercise, okay, you have to see the form. Is it the right form or not the right form yet? Okay? And then you follow the rule, usage number 1. You must be clear how to use sin and how to use for. Okay? After that, you don't worry about making mistake anymore. You will build your confidence in using that. You understand? Now let's go again. I have known your family since 2012. We cannot use for. Okay? For is used for only the period of time. You understand that? The total time. Okay? It is not like in 1982, 1984. No, we don't use that. Let's go to the second example. My fiancé and I have worked here. We got since, we got we got 2 years. Firstly, what I told you, you have to know, is it the correct form or not the correct form? Try to see the form first. Example in this way. My fiancé and I have is the part of helping verb, and worked is the past participle from infinitive to work. Alright? So we got ed at the end. Now let's go to it a little bit. I will tell you a little bit about the word fiancé. Normally, fiancé, we have another word that have got the same pronunciation. Example here, fiancé. Okay? Fiancé here, we talk about the woman. The woman who is engaged to be married. We call fiancé. Okay? Again, fiancé, and this one is also fiancé. But this one refers to the woman who is engaged to get married or to be married. Or another word you call wife to be. Okay? Or bride to be. We call fiancé. Fiancé. The same. This one is for the man. The man who is engaged, okay, to be married. or you call husband to be. You understand? Husband to be. Or you say groom to be. Right? But let's study next time, right? But now we focus on how to use the present perfect simple, right? But I take this opportunity to give you, like another word related to fiancé. Fiancé here is for the lady, and fiancé here is for the man. Okay? Just only different, a little bit, slightly different. 2E and 1E, but the same pronunciation. Fiancé. Okay, now here we go. My fiancé and I have worked here. So what is that? Can you see the word 2 years? Normally, when you are saying, you gotta say 2 years. But when you are writing, you can use another way. 2 hyphen and then year, no S. Alright? But when you are talking, you are speaking, you have to say 2 years. Understand? 2 years. But when you are writing, you got another way of writing. Understand? 2 hyphen and then year. No S. Okay? This is something you have to know too, right? Let's go to the example again. My fiancé have worked here since for 2 years. So is it the fixed time in the past or the period of time? Think about it. 2 years, it is a combination of the time. I mean, just a total of time, the period of time for 2 years. So the word you are going to use is not with since. You understand? Because we talk about the period of time. Example like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 years, 6 months, 2 weeks. This is the period of time. So we have to use for in this way. Now let's go to example again. My fiancé and I have worked here for 2 years. Like what I'm telling you. When you are writing, you can write 2 ways in here. Example 2, 1 hyphen years, or sometimes you say 2 years. It's no problem for writing, okay? But when you are speaking, we have to choose this way much better than the other way, than this way. Example like 2 years. I have known her for 2 years. Much better than you say, I have known her for 2 years without S. And when you say something like that, I mean, maybe somebody say you are wrong because 2 must be plural noun, 2 must be plural, it's not singular. That's why you have to say 2 years. But in fact, when you are writing, you have got 2 ways. But when you are speaking, you have to choose 2 years here, much better than 2 years. Do you understand? Okay, now let's go. So, is it the right form? My fiancé and I have worked here for 2 years. My fiancé and I, how many people? 2 people, okay? So, one more thing I need to tell you, I must be at the end of another subject. Okay? So, when you are saying something like, example, I say I and my fiancé, but in Khmer language, we can say I and my fiancé and I. You understand? But mostly for the English language, I must be put at the end, just like after another subject. Okay? Are you clear? Now let's go. She has lived in Phnom Penh. We got sin and we got for. She was 19. As I told you, think about the forms. Is it the right form? She has lived in Phnom Penh since or for she was 19. Is it the right form? Look at the subject, she, okay? And by here, has. So, has must be used with third person singular, he, she, or it. And lived here, can you have one more E here? Can you have one more E here and then D? We cannot. Because according to the rule, it says verbs ending in a single E before adding ed, okay? You cannot add ed because you have got E already. So we have to add only D. Okay? She has lived in Phnom Penh since or for she was 19. Look at the example. Look at star number 1 and star number 2. Is it for or is it sin? So look at this one. Sin or for? She was 19. This is what? This is the period of time. Okay? So what do you say? This is the period of time or this is a fixed time in the past? This is not fixed time. This is not period of time. Okay? This is the fixed time in the past. So what do you say now? She has lived in Phnom Penh since she was 19. Okay? Let's go to the other example. She has learned English since or for 5 years and a half. Look at the word 5 years and a half. Do you think that it is in a fixed time or it is in the period of time? Is it the period of time or fixed time in the past? It is the period of time, okay? Total time. So what are we going to choose now? Are you going to choose sin or for? We have to choose for, okay? So we have, she has learned English for 5 years and a half, okay? Let's go to the next example. My son has been hungry since or for 2 hours. Is it the period of times or is it the fixed time? Think about it. If it is the fixed time, you use sin. If it is the period of time, you use for, alright? So let's go to see that. So is it the period of time or the fixed time? It must be the period of time, right? So what do we choose? You choose sin or for? Yes, only for, right? And how about here? My son has been hungry. In fact, been here is from infinitive to be, right? So my son has been here. You understand? My son has been or my son has were? No. My son has been hungry. Sorry. So we have this sentence from my son is hungry. Okay? So when we make the present simple to the present perfect simple, you have to follow the form. So is here to become the past participle. And you add helping verb have or has in the front. That's why we have my son has been hungry. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to the next example. She has had a flu since or for she participated in the meeting. She has had a flu since or for she participated in the meeting. So look at the example again. She has had a flu. Present perfect. Simple. Okay? Sin and for. And look at the sentence after for and after sin. So is it talking about the fixed time in the past or it is talking about the period of time? Fixed time or period of time? If you think it is the period of time, you gotta use for. If you think it is not the period of time, it is the fixed time in the past, you gotta use sin. So which one do you choose? The first one or the second one? Correct, the first one. So since she participated in the meeting, look at the other example. Everyone has been here since or for 15 minutes. What do you see here? 15 minutes is the period of time or it's a fixed time? It is not the fixed time in the past, it is the period of time. Understand? The period of time, I mean total times. Right? So what do we choose now? for 15 minutes. Everyone has been here for 15 minutes. The action happened in the past and still continue to the present. Look at the other example. I have taught English since I was 17 years old. Okay? So, as I told you in this way, if you don't want to use this way, you can erase the hyphen here and here, but we have to use old here. Okay? Sorry. Year. I was 17 years old. Okay? For example, I have taught English since or for I was 17 years old. Is it the period of time or the fixed time in the past? It's a fixed time in the past. So what do you choose? You cannot choose for, but you have to choose since. Since I was 17 years old. The last example. My parents have worked in the import-export company since or for almost 20 years. Look at the example again. My parents have worked in the import-export company since or for almost 20 years. So, which one do you decide to use? Do you decide to use since or do you decide to use for? At least, in order not to make mistake, you have to know clearly whether the word after for or since is used as the fixed time in the past or it is used as the period of time. Think about it. So which one do you choose? My parents have worked in the import-export company for almost 20 years. This is the total of time. You understand? The period of time. That's why we cannot use since. We have to use for. Okay? Now, let's go back again before we finish it. Usage number 1. We use present perfect simple to talk about unfinished actions, states or habits that happen or started, okay, in the past still continue to the present. It is used to ask for how long. And normally we have used 2 words with this usage number 1. Since and for. Okay? You also need to know clearly about how to use since and how to use for. When do we use it? Okay? And why do we use it? So let's go to the first thought. We use since with the fixed period of time in 1985, last year, last April, or another action in the past. Since I was 12, since I made my 40th birthday, and so on, right? And let's go to the second thought. We use for with the period of time, for example, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 hours, 2 hours, 3 years, 6 months, 2 weeks. These are all the period of time. Okay? And then go to example again. I have known your family for, 2012 or since 2012. You gotta say since 2012 because since is used with what? The fixed time, in the past. So, I have known your family since 2012. My fiancé and I have worked here for 2 years. She has lived in Phnom Penh since she was 19. She has learned English since or for 5 years and a half. My son has been hungry since or for 2 hours. She has had a flu since she participated in the meeting. Everyone has been here since or for 15 minutes, the period of time. I have taught English since I was 17 years old. My parents have worked in the import-export company Sinophore for almost 20 years. Okay, that is all from me today. If you like this lesson, and if you have learned something new, press the thumb up button and remember to subscribe my channel. Okay? Thank you very much for watching my video today. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, how are you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's lesson, we are going to continue from the uses of the present perfect simple last video. Okay? The previous video we learned about the first use. We talked about action happened in the past and still continue to the present time. I hope you remember. But today we are going to study two more uses. Use number 2 and use number 3. Are you ready? In order to be clear, please go to the example together. Try to concentrate, okay? Now let's go. We use the present perfect simple to talk about action, finished action in the past, okay? The finished action in the past with a result in the present. Once again, the second use, we use present perfect simple to talk about a finished action in the past with a result in the present. You just remember, when we talk about action happened in the past, and finished in the past, we are going to use the past simple or something like that. But now, we are not talking about the past simple yet. We talk about the present perfect simple, alright? So we have to know exactly how to use present perfect simple. For example, finish action in the past with a result in the present. For example, I have lost my key. I have lost my key. For example, I am standing in front of my house. During that time, one of my friends is driving, and then he sees me, he stopped his motorcycle and asked me, so why you don't go inside the house? Why are you still standing outside the house? So what do we answer to him? I said, I have lost my key. In fact, the action I lost my key is not now, I lost my key about 30 minutes ago, or maybe 1 hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, but I did not tell him about the time. I did not mention about the past time, The only one way I say, I use present perfect now, and then my friend will know exactly what happened to me. The result now, I cannot go inside the house. Past action, finished action in the past with a result in the present. The action, I lost my key in the past. The result now, I cannot go inside the house. Do you understand? Okay, I hope you will understand it. Now let's go to the second example. She has had a toothache. She has had a toothache. Present perfect simple. Okay? Present perfect simple. For example, my girlfriend had a toothache last night. My girlfriend had a toothache last night. And then in this morning, I take her to the pharmacy and buy some medicine for her. Okay? After that, one of my friends see me, and then he asked me, so, where are you going? And then I say, I go to the pharmacy, I go to the drugstore, okay, to buy some medicine. And then he said, what happened to you? Are you sick? And then I say, no, I'm not sick. So why do you go there? Who is sick? And then I say, my girlfriend or my wife has had a toothache. The result is her cheek is swollen. The action that she had a headache or toothache, the toothache is not now, since last night. But now, one of her cheek is still swollen. This is the result in the present. Okay? Let's go to the third example. They have missed the bus. They have missed the bus. Okay, for example, this morning, I see some of my students, they are still standing or playing in front of his house. As normal, this time, they will go to school, okay? But only today, I have seen them, I see them, just playing around or standing. Some of them are sitting, some of them are playing. And then I ask them, I ask the parent, I say, why didn't you go to school today? Today is Monday, it's not Saturday, it's not on Sunday. Today is Monday, why didn't you go to school? And then her mom, or something, the mom says, they have missed the bus. They have missed the bus. The action that they missed the bus is not now. They missed the bus about 10 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago, or 20 minutes ago. Do you understand? But the result now, they're still playing, they cannot go to school. They're just waiting. You understand about that? So present perfect in this way, we used to talk about the past action, the finished past action, okay, in the past, and then the result is in the present. Okay? So look at the fourth example. I have cleaned the bathroom. I have cleaned the bathroom. For example, my mom has just come back from work, and as soon as she opened the bathroom door, she found out the bathroom is bright, and then she asked me, who has cleaned the bathroom? Who has cleaned the bathroom? In fact, I cleaned the bathroom 2 hours ago. You understand that? But I don't say, I did, or I cleaned my bathroom 2 hours ago, Mom. I did not say like that. I just say, I have cleaned the bathroom. That's why the bathroom is still bright now. Action in the past, action, I cleaned my bathroom 2 hours ago. Okay? But the result is now. The bathroom is bright. Okay? Action happened in the past, present, result in the present. Let's go to the fifth one. I have done my homework. For example, my mom asked me, please do not play any game anymore, okay? Do not play the game anymore. Please go and do your homework. And then I talked to my mom. I said, hi, Mom. I have done my homework. I have finished my homework. But in fact, I finished my homework 2 hours ago or 1 hour ago, 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. Okay? But I did not tell her like that. I only say, I have finished my homework. The result is, I don't do the homework anymore. Understand? Right? Let's go to the sixth one. She has forgotten her purse. She has forgotten her purse. Okay, for example, one of my friends, she come to me and borrows me the money while I'm talking to the other friend of mine. And after that, I gave her $10. And then one of my friend asked me, so why? Why did you give her the money? And then, because she has forgotten her purse. The result is she comes to me and borrows me $10. Action that she forgot to bring the purse is not now, is in the past. And after that, the result is in the present. She comes to me and borrows me $10. That's it. Okay? And lastly, we go to number 7, the last example. I have read that book. The action, I read that book maybe 2 weeks ago, 10 hours ago, and something like that. But I did not mention about the past time expression. Okay? The reason is that my friend want me to read that book, but I say, I have read it. Yeah? I have read that book. So the result now, I don't want to read the book anymore. My friend insists me, okay? My friend insists me to read that book. But I say, I have read that book. I have read that book. So my friend will know. I read it already in the past. The result in the present, I don't want to read it anymore. Okay? So this is the use number 2. Present perfect simple. Now, let's go to use number 3. Usage number 3. We use present perfect simple to talk about action completed in the very recent past. In the very recent past, I mean, it just happened maybe 2 minutes ago, maybe 4 minutes ago, maybe 5 minutes ago, but we do not mention the time. So let's go back again. Usage number 3. We use present perfect simple to talk about action completed in the very recent past. Just about a moment ago. Just about 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, but we do not mention the time. We also use present perfect simple. But remember the key word. We always use that kind of usage by adding just in the middle of helping verb and main verb. Okay? Now let's go for the example together. She has just talked to me in the coffee shop. You don't want to mention the time. I mean, you are very lazy to tell them the time. But even only 1 minute, even 2 minutes, even 5 minutes, even 1 hour, even 2 hours, we can express by using past simple with the past time expression. For example, I say, she talked to me in the coffee shop 2 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. We can express by using past simple like that. But we don't. The reason is because we learn about present perfect simple. We do not mention the time. So the action have just finished. Okay? We call very recent past. So we use present perfect. But remember, we use with the word just in the middle between helping verb and the past participle. Okay? Now, let's go. She has just talked to me in the coffee shop. I have just finished my annual report. I have just finished my annual report. So maybe 5 minutes ago, just only 5 minutes ago, just only 10 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. But we don't mention the time like that. If we mention the time, we cannot use present perfect anymore. You understand? We have to use past simple, but we do not want to talk about past simple, okay? But you just remember about present perfect, simple. I have just finished my annual report. I have just realized that you are the one I need. Before, I don't really like that she's the one I need. But only about 10 minutes ago, about 15 minutes ago, she showed me her heart. She says she loved me and blah, 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 blah. So I say, I have just realized that you are the one I need. Okay? My teacher has just left for the airport. Maybe 2 minutes ago. Okay? Maybe 5 minutes ago. Maybe 4 minutes ago. But we don't mention the time. So we use present perfect simple in this way. We say, my father has just left for the airport. Okay? They have just received the phone call. I did not tell you the exact time I received my phone call. But in case I tell you the exact time, I don't use present perfect simple. Remember uses number 3, recent past. The recent past. So present perfect is used. They have just received the phone call. I have just known that. I have just known that. I have just known that. Maybe only 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Somebody told me this kind of information. But when somebody asks me, so, how do you know that? And when do you know that? And then I say, I have just known that. I don't mention the time about 10 minutes ago or 15 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. No, I don't mention the time like that. So I use present perfect simple in this way. So we have, I have just known that. Okay, last example. She has just finished her cooking. She has just finished her cooking. We don't know, maybe she finished it about 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago. But she did not tell you the time, okay? But we say she has just finished her cooking. And before ending this video, I would like to inform you that because of some problem happened to my Facebook page, I just want all of you to go to my YouTube channel in order to see more of my video. Anyway, thank you for taking your time. Bye for now. Hi, how you doing everyone? I hope you are all doing fine. I'm doing well. Welcome back to Learning English with TSK. For today's video, we are going to continue to one more usage of the present perfect simple. We have already learned 3 uses of the present perfect simple. But today, we just want to learn only one more usage. Okay? Now let's go. We use present perfect simple to talk about life experience that you have had in your lifetime. Once again, we use present perfect simple to talk about life experience that you have had in your lifetime. Okay? And we often see 2 of the signal words, ever and never, used in this usage. I don't say always, I say often. Once again, never and ever are often seen in the use of the present perfect simple usage number 4. Life experience. Ever used with the question, okay? Never used with the negative. Now, let's go. For example, my grandma has visited many countries. This is my grandma's lifetime. In her life, she has been to America, she has been to France, she has been to Singapore, she has been to Malaysia, she has been to Japan. This is her lifetime. Her lifetime and my lifetime is not the same. That's why we use present perfect simple to talk about lifetime experience in someone's life. Okay? Now let's go to example number 2. I have never eaten alien crab. This is experience in my life. You cannot force me to say I have ever eaten or I have eaten alien crab. No. This is my life. During my lifetime, I have never eaten that. When you want to express experience in your life like that, we use present perfect simple. Okay? Let's go to the other one. Have you ever tried durian with sticky rice? This is also experience in one's life. For my lifetime, I have tried durian with sticky rice. But in your lifetime, you have never tried this. Okay? Because everybody's lifetime is not the same. According to someone's life, someone's experience, alright? So, have you ever tried durian with sticky rice? Present perfect simple. Let's go to the 4th example. Have you ever given your parents the gift? Have you ever given your parents the gift? So this is during your lifetime. Have you ever given your parent the presents? Some of the people, they have never given, the parent the present. Okay? Some of the family, some of the people, they give it. But for my life, I have never. You understand what I mean? That's why we say it is related to the experience in one's life. Life experience of one person. Okay? Not the same life experience. Different. And now, let's go to the fifth example. She has passed her driving test. This is her life experience. For me, I don't have my driver license because I don't pass my driver license. But for her, she has passed her driving license. So her experience in her life and my experience in my lifetime is not the same. How can two people have got the same experience in lifetime? Cannot. But anyway, we use present perfect, okay, to talk about experience in your lifetime. So remember about that. Now let's go to the next example. I have never flown in a helicopter. For your lifetime, you have flown in helicopter. But for my lifetime, for her lifetime, I have never flown in helicopter. Your lifetime and my lifetime is not the same, right? But we still express about life experience, in the lifetime. That's why we use the present perfect simple. Okay? Let's go to another example. My boss has seen the pyramids in Egypt. My boss has seen the pyramids in Egypt. So my boss' life experience and my life experience is not the same. I don't have enough money to go to visit pyramid, but I have some money to go to visit Angkor Wat in Siem Reap, Cambodia. You understand? But my boss has been to America, has been to Thailand, has been to New York, has been to Australia, So my boss' lifetime and my lifetime is not the same, So we still use present perfect simple to talk about everybody lifetime experience, So we say, my boss has seen the pyramids in Egypt. Have you ever been to Singapore? Example, you are one of my friend, But you are living in a well-off family or the rich family. And then I ask you, Dara, have you ever been to Singapore? This is the question. That's why we don't use never, we use ever. Have you ever been to Singapore? Have you ever been to Sydney? Have you ever been to Canberra? Have you ever been to Kuala Lumpur? Have you ever been to Bangkok? Have you ever been to, New Delhi? Have you ever been to Tokyo? Have you ever been to Beijing? Have you ever been to Hanoi? You understand? So the question you ask somebody experience, you can use present perfect simple. So look at the example again. Have you ever been to Singapore? Lifetime experience. We did not mention the time, the exact time you can go, you went to. Understand? This is only experience in one's life. Time is not mentioned. Let's go to next example. I have visited Angkor Wat. See? I don't tell you how many times. Maybe one time, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Understand? But even one time, even two times, even three times, you understand what I mean? We still use present perfect simple here. Okay? The reason is you just talk about the experience in one's life. We don't mention about how many times you have been there. We don't mention that. Okay? What we want to tell you is according to the experience in someone's lifetime. So, I have visited Angkor Wat. Everyone here has spoken English with the foreigners. Everyone here has spoken English with the foreigners. So this is the experience in someone's life. They have spoken English with a foreigner. We don't want to use ever here. So ever must be used in the question. Okay? Understand? So question, we use ever. For negative, we use never. Okay? But for positive, we don't want to use ever. Understand? Just follow the rule. Once again. I have been to Phnom Penh. I have been to Phnom Penh. I hope some of you know Phnom Penh. Do you know Phnom Penh? Phnom Penh is one of the first capital city of Kingdom of Cambodia. Okay, Phnom Penh. It is located in Takai province. Okay. Now let's go. I have been to Phnom Penh. I don't say I have ever been to Phnom Penh. We don't use ever here. We use ever with the question, never with the negative. When we talk about experience in someone's life. Are you clear? Now, let's go. My teacher has never been to the States. My teacher has never been to the States. The States, we have three, ways or four ways of calling the state. Sometimes we say the States, sometimes we say the United States, sometimes we say the United States of America, okay? Or sometimes you say USA, right? Now, my teacher has never been to the States. This is my teacher lifestyle. For my lifestyle or for my life experience, I have been to the States twice. But for my teacher experience, okay, for my teacher lifetime, he has never been to America. He has never been to the States. Okay? Look at another example. My wife-to-be has worked in the United Nations. My wife-to-be has worked in the United Nations. This is my wife-to-be's lifetime. Okay? Life experience is not my experience. Okay? I have been to Thailand. I have been to Vietnam. I have been to Malaysia. Okay? I have been to Japan. I have been to Australia. I have been to Canada. Okay? But I have never been to the States. So everybody's life is different. My wife-to-be has worked in the United Nations, but me, I have never. Understand? I have never worked in the United Nations. But my wife-to-be has worked in the United Nations. This is her experience in her lifetime. Okay? Let's go to the next example. Has she ever got married? I don't know. That's why I asked her. Okay? Has she ever got married in her lifetime? She has ever got married or she has not. Okay? So we don't know. That's why we ask the question by using present perfect simple. Okay? I have never experienced in teaching English. I have never experienced in teaching English. For me, I have never experienced. But for you, you have experience in teaching English. So everybody's lifetime is not the same. Alright? So we just want to show about experience in someone's life. We use present perfect simple. Okay? So now, go back again. Usage number 4. We use present perfect simple to talk about life experience in someone's lifetime. And we often see two of the signal words used in that usage. Have, we always use with question. Never, we always use with negative. Okay? So now let's go to example faster. My grandma has visited many countries. I have never eaten an alien crab. Have you ever tried durian with sticky rice? Have you ever given your parents the gifts? She has passed her driving test. I have never flown in a helicopter. My boss has seen the pyramids in Egypt. Have you ever been to Singapore? I have visited Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat, we have only one T. Sorry about that. Everyone here has spoken English with the foreigners. I have been to Phnom Penh. My teacher has never been to the States. My wife-to-be has worked in the United Nations. Has she ever got married? I have never experienced in teaching English. So that's all for the lesson today. And before ending our video today, I would like to say sorry for an unintentional mistake in speaking, in teaching. And on the other hand, I would like to say thank you for spending your time with me, for watching this video. See you the next video. Bye-bye. Hi, how you doing everyone? I hope you're all doing well. For me, I'm doing fine. For today's video, we are going to finish the uses of the present perfect simple. Are you ready? Now, let's go. Usage number 5. Present perfect simple is also used to express the change over time. Express the change over time. It means everything happened before and everything happened now is not the same. It's completely different. Okay? Please go to the example. You have changed since I saw you last. Present perfect here means change over time. For example, one of my students, when I last saw her 5 years ago, she was the playful student. She disrespected the teacher. But now, everything is different. She is adorable. She is friendly. She is lovely. Even she is smarter than before. Okay? So, what we express about everything that is different from the past like that, we use the present perfect simple. Okay? Now, let's go to the second example. He has become more concerned about his family. Before, he has never thought about his family. Okay? He never thought about his family condition. He did not help his family making money, He has never helped his family doing housework or something like that. But now, when I see him, he is quite different. Everything changed. Okay? Everything changed. So we say he has become more concerned about his family. Changed over time. Changed over time. Right? And let's go to the last example of usage number 5. Travel has turned into a huge industry in the last 2 decades. Once again, travel has changed into a huge industry in the last 2 decades. 50 years ago, 100 years ago, travel was not the big industry. Because there were not a lot of people going everywhere. But now, in the last 2 decades, 20 years later, everything changed. In the last 20 years, everything changed. 90% completely changed. So we say travel has turned into a huge industry in the last few decades. 1 decade, 10 years, 2 decades, 20 years, 3 decades, 30 years. Okay? Now, we finished usage number 5. Let's go to usage number 6. We use present perfect simple also to express the achievement. Achievement, something, someone succeeded. Achievement, something, someone succeeded. For example, man has accomplished great things. Man has accomplished great things. Present perfect simple. To talk about achievement of man or human being. Man here is not the female person. It's not a male person. Okay? So man here is a human. Okay? Like human walk on the moon. This one is also an achievement. But there will be more. People now are searching, okay, are discovering the new planet. Maybe people can go and live over there for the new planet. Okay? When people go to live in a new planet, this is also the kind of achievement of the man, human being. So if we talk about achievement of the people doing it, human doing it, okay, successfully, okay, we use present perfect simple. Right? Man has completed, okay, man has accomplished great things. Okay? Let's go to the next example. He has done well in the finance. He has done well in finance. Example. One of the person, he was poor. Okay? But in only 1 year's time, only 1 year time, he become a billionaire. He makes a killing. He makes a lot of money in a very short time because of education. So, that kind of man has got an achievement. Okay? He has got an achievement. So, you say, he has done well in finance. Okay? Usage number 6. Now, let's go to the last usage. Usage number 7. Uncompleted action. That action is not completed yet. Again, usage number 7. We also use present perfect simple to talk about uncompleted action. Okay? Let's go to the example. The rain hasn't stopped yet. The rain hasn't stopped yet. I mean, now it is still raining. Okay? So it is raining since before until now. It doesn't stop yet. So we don't say it doesn't stop yet. We say it hasn't stopped yet. Let's go to the word yet. Yet can be put at the end of the sentence. Okay? Listen to me once again. Yet is placed at the end of the sentence and also in the middle of helping verb and past participle. You can say the rain hasn't yet stopped. Okay? We have got two ways. But I suggest you to use yet at the end of the sentence. But in case that you see somebody use yet in the middle of the helping verb hasn't and past participle, do not say they are wrong. Understand? I hope you will understand. So once again, yet can be placed at the end of the sentence and also can be placed in the middle of the helping verb and past participle. Both of them are correct. But what I suggest you is that I want you to use at the end of the sentence. Okay? This is what I suggest you to do it. Okay, now let's go to the second example. They haven't arrived yet. Since before until now, we still not see him yet. We still not see them yet. Okay? So what we say is they haven't arrived yet. Or we can say they haven't yet arrived. Okay? Make sure that when somebody use the word arrive, yet in the middle of the helping verb and the past participle, do not say they are wrong. Okay? Do not say they are wrong. Right? Example, I haven't yet asked her to marry me. I haven't yet asked her to marry me. Or you can say, I haven't asked her to marry me yet. Okay? Let's go to the next example. Has your teacher arrived yet? Has your teacher arrived yet? Okay? The last example. Have your parents got up yet? Have your parents got up yet? Okay, so now let's summarize what you have learned today. Today is the last day of using present perfect simple. Okay? Use number 5, talk about change over time. Use number 6, talk about achievement. And lastly, use number 7, talk about uncompleted action. Okay? So, that's all from me today. Okay? Let's see something tomorrow. We are going to use practice exercises together. But make sure that if you still not understand any point, please go back to present perfect simple at the very beginning. The form, the spelling rule of the past participle, and also the uses. We are going to practice tomorrow. Bye for now. See you in the next video. Bye. Hi, how you doing everyone? Please welcome back to Learning English with TSK. After learning all the forms, the uses, and also the spelling rules of the present simple, present progressive, and present perfect simple, today we are going to go through the practice exercises together. Are you ready? Now, let's go. As I normally told you, before doing the right things, you have to remember the step of doing exercise. Okay? You have to know exactly what do they want you to do. Now, look at the board. They just want you to practice exercise on present simple versus present continuous and also versus present perfect. They just want you to make it into 3 tenses. Is that exercise used as present simple? Or that one used as the present progressive? Or that one used as present perfect simple? Understand? Sorry. Look at that one. The first example. We have got where, blank, and then in the bracket you have you and live. You is the subject, live is the verb, alright? So you have to think, is it talking about present simple or present progressive or present perfect simple? Try to think about it first, okay? And after that, you talk about the form. Is that the right form? If you choose the first sentence as the present simple, is it the right form of present simple? Or is this not the right form of present simple? Think about it. You understand? So we got steps to do. Okay? We have got steps to do. Okay? Now let's go to the first one again. Where and then you live. Look at the sentence here. I live in Cambodia. So when you see I live in Cambodia, this is the key sentence. The key sentence that make you understand to use the first sentence. For example, I say I live in Cambodia. This is permanent or temporary. Have you remember about permanent and temporary? If you use a sentence as the permanent way, you are going to use present simple. But if you use the sentence as a temporary way, you are going to use present progressive or present continuous. You still remember, I know. Now, let's go all together. So try to do like that, okay? The right choice is present simple. So when you know it is the right choice of the present simple, you have to go to the forms. How do you make the form of present simple? Okay? Now let's go all together. Look at the form. Is it positive, negative, or question? What do you see in here? It's the question mark. This must be the question sentence. So you have to remember, how do you make present simple, okay, question sentence? Okay, how do you make that? Okay, you remember the form? Now go back to the form. Look at that one. You say, where do you live? Is that? Or where you do live? Or where you live? Try to think about it. So, in order to make the question sentence of present simple, what do you have? You have the subject in front of verb to in front of auxiliary verb or auxiliary verb in front of the subject. Think about it. Example, I say, you do smoke or do you smoke? Think about it. It must be do you smoke, alright? So how about this one? You say, where do you and then live? Where do you live? This is the correct form of the present simple question. And also, this is the right choice. This is the right choice. You don't choose present continuous. You don't choose present perfect, but you choose present simple. The reason is you have seen the meaning I live in Cambodia at the end of the sentence. So this is the right choice. You don't have any mistake, okay? Now let's go to the second one. How long blank and then you live here. So have you remembered about how long? So how long is the key words? How long is the key words? When somebody asks you beginning with the question word how long, what are you going to answer? Okay? They just want to ask you about the total period of time. Okay? The total period of time. So when you see the word how long in front of the sentence, okay? So what tense are you going to use it? Is it the present simple you are going to choose it? Or is it the present progressive? Or is it the present perfect? How long must be used in present perfect? Okay? You still remember, I know. So what do we have now? How long you and live. How do you make question sentence of present perfect? Have or has plus subject plus past participle. So what do you have now? Let's go to have and has first. Have or has plus past participle. Where is the subject? How long is the subject or you is the subject? You is the subject. When you is used as the subject of the sentence, what do you have? Do you use has or you use have? You must use have. Okay? So try to do that. How long have? After that, subject. Which one is the subject? Where is the subject? You. Okay? And then live must go to past participle. Okay? So what is the past participle of verb lived? We have L, I, V, E. Okay? Remember? Verbs ending in a single E. Okay? In a single E. What do we make into the past participle? We don't add anything else beside ed, okay? As a normal way. But e at the end, so what do you add? Do you add ed or you just add only d? Just only d, not ed anymore, alright? So according to the rule, it say verbs ending in a single e, okay? We make into past participle, you have to add just only one d, lived. So we have, how long have you lived here? And then you can answer, I have lived here for 5 years. I have lived here since 1994. So this is the period, the total period of time. And you remember about for and since, okay? For and since. So now let's go to the third example. How, look at the subject, she know my name. Look at that one. You cannot ask somebody, how long have you known my name? How long have you known my name is the present perfect. Since before until now, I still know your name. No, this is not the correct way, okay? The thing is, you have to take note about my name. My name is very easy to remember, okay? So, how long is not the way we use in here. So how, just how, is not how long, you know? How long we use with present perfect, understand? How about how here? How, okay, how is she knowing my name? We cannot say, how is she knowing my name? Okay? So what do you say? You say, how do or does? You choose as the present simple. So when you choose the present simple, what is the question? We choose do and does in front of the subject. Okay? So where is the subject now? She. So what is the right choice? What is the right choice? Sorry. What is the right choice? Do or does? It must be does. So what do you say? How does she know? Alright? How does she know my name? I have seen her 2 times. And I don't know why. I don't know how does she know my name. Maybe someone told her, you know. But me, I have never told her about my name, you know. So I don't know how, you know. I don't know how. So let's go to the 4th example. How long you know her? So listen to it once again. How long blank you know her? So look at the word how long. If you see the word how long, they are going to ask you about the total period of time. Total period of time. Alright? So let's make it. What is it? Is it present simple? You are going to use it? Or is it present progressive? Or is it present perfect? Simple. According to the word how long here, it must be the present perfect simple. So you know how to make the form of present perfect simple. Okay? So now, what are we going to have now? How long do you know me or have you? Have you know or have you known? K-N-O-W-N. How long have you known me? How long have you known her? How long have you known my daughter? Okay? This is a kind of question, present perfect simple. Okay? Let's go to the 5th one. You read today's newspaper. Today's newspaper is the kind of newspapers that broadcast, okay? That broadcast in the morning time. So with today's newspaper. When somebody asks you like that, they just want to know that whether you read it already or not yet. You understand that? So when you ask somebody that you want to know somebody doing that kind of thing already or not yet, so what kind of question do you ask? You ask them by using present simple or present progressive or present perfect. Think about it. Present perfect. So what do you say now? You is the subject. Read is the verb. Alright? So what do you say? This is a question, alright? So what is that? Have. Why do you choose have here? You is the subject. Okay? So have you read? It doesn't change, but only spelling, only pronunciation. Read, read, read. So read must be the past participle, okay? Irregular verb. Have you read today's newspaper? Okay? So this is the question, alright? Present, perfect, simple. Let's go to the next example. You see Mr. John today. Can you ask present simple here or present progressive here or present perfect here? Okay? So do you see the word today? Mr. John, okay? You say, do you see Mr. John today? Or are you seeing Mr. John today? Or you say, have you seen Mr. John today? They just want to ask you, you see him or not? You see Mr. John or not? You understand? So what kind of question do you ask? You ask present perfect simple question. Okay? So what do you have now? Have. You is a subject again. And then see, go to past participle, seen. You cannot say, have you seen Mr. John today? Have you saw Mr. John today? As the form of present perfect, we have is the part of helping verb, okay, or auxiliary verb, plus subject in the middle, and then past participle, not past simple, all right? So this is the right form of the question, present perfect simple. Okay? Now, let's go to the next one. What you think about our new boss? What blank you think about our new boss? Just remember the word think is just talking about linking verb. Okay? So, what are you thinking about our new boss? Or what do you think? Or what have you thought? Think about it. Normally, the verb to think must be used in the present simple. But sometimes, think can be used as the present continuous. But in this way, we cannot use present continuous. We use present simple. For example, you can see my action now. I just walking. Wow. And then my friend see me. When he see me, he asks, Mr. Ken, what are you thinking of? You understand? You can see my action. You can see, he can see my action. I using my hand and point to my head. That's it. Wow. So when he sees me, he asks me, what are you thinking of? You understand that? And then I say, I am thinking of my final exam. You understand that? Because of my action. My action. You understand? But here, we don't have any action. You understand? So that one, they ask you about idea. They ask you about opinion. You understand? So think can be used as present simple and present progressive. But in this exercise, we refer to feeling, not the action, not the process of thinking. That's why you choose present simple. I think maybe it's a little bit complicated for you to think about it. But you will see more, okay, about how to use think as the present simple and present progressive. But not now, right? So what do we have? What you think, or what does you think, or what do you think? What do? You do use with subject you, okay? What do you think? What do you think about our new boss? Okay? Is he generous? Is he stingy? Okay? Is he kind? Is he friendly? And so on. Let's go to the next example. How long? So now see the word how long again. So 80%. When you see, as soon as you see the word how long, 80% you think about present perfect. Okay? Now let's go. How long he study English here? They ask you about the total period of time he study English here. Since before until now. So what kind of action? What kind of action that happened since before until now? Okay? Started in the past and still continue to the present time. What kind of tense are we using? We use present perfect. Okay? Now, let's do it together. How long we have or has here? So, what are you going to have? Are you going to use have or has? Let's see the subject. He. So what do we have? Has. So how long? What? Has he again? Study become past participle. Okay? So what are you going to do now? Just remember about that. Verbs ending in a consonant following by letter Y, okay? Verb ending in a consonant following by letter Y. Before adding ed to the verb, we have to leave out Y to I and then ed. So what do we have? Studied. Okay? How long has he studied English here? The answer is about 2 years, about 2 years and a half, about 10 years, since 2007, since 2009, since 2012. Since and for is used in present perfect. Things, action happened or started in the past and still continue to the present. Okay? So, we have the right choice. Present, perfect, simple. Let's go to another example. How, and then you, be. Okay? Like what I told you. Before making your final decision, whether you use it in present simple, present progressive, or present perfect, sometimes you have to see the key words. Sometimes you have to see the meaning in the whole sentence first. For example, you see, how you be, you don't know what you are going to use, whether present simple, present progressive, or present perfect, you don't know yet, you know. So what you are going to focus is long time no see. Long time no see, it means long time happened in the past and still continue to the present time. Only this time I have seen you. So remember, this is the kind of question we asked, okay? When you did not meet your friend, okay? When you did not meet your friend for 10 years, for 5 years, for 2 years, okay? For 6 months, something like that. So you ask them this sentence. How have you been? You cannot ask them, how are you, like that. So we have got, how are you? We have got, how you doing? We have got, how's it going? So how are you is a very normal one, okay? So how you doing? Some people, some students confused about how you doing and what you're doing. Okay? How's it going? Okay? The same like how are you? One more thing, how you doing? I mean, how are you doing and what are you doing? But this way, how have you been? Okay? When you did not see your friend or anybody, anyone for a long time, you only see him now. You understand? After 2 years time, after 3 years time, after 5 years time. So the question you ask is not how are you? It's not how you're doing. It's not how's it going. It must be present perfect. How have you been? And this word, this sentence, we use how, have, okay, how have you been? Been is the past participle of infinitive to be, okay? You have to remember, long time no see. So the word long time no see, it shows about the action that you did not see somebody for a long time since before until now. Only this time you have seen them. You understand? So what we are using now is not present simple. What we are using now is not the present continuous, but you use present perfect. You have the right choice. Understand? Now let's go to the next one. Breakfast. Be here, ready at 8 o'clock every morning. So, try to see the whole sentence. Do you see any keywords? Do you see any keywords? Look at that one. Every morning. 8 o'clock every morning. You don't need to say 8 a.m. every morning. Okay? So sometimes you are going to use every morning. Sometimes you don't need to use every morning. You say 8 each morning or something like that. So 8 must be 8 a.m. because breakfast. You see the word breakfast here. You understand? So what are you going to use now? Are you going to use present perfect or present progressive or present simple? It must be the present simple use. So what are we going to use now? Present simple is are. Okay? So what is it now? What are you going to choose it? Are you going to choose am or are or is? Look at breakfast. Okay? Only one breakfast. If we have breakfast, lunch, dinner, so how many kind of meal do you have? How many meals do you have? 3. Okay? So you say breakfast, lunch, dinner are delicious. You understand? But now we are not talking about lunch. We are not talking about dinner. We just talk about only breakfast. So what do we have? It as the pronoun stand for breakfast. So it are or it am or it is. It is. Breakfast is ready at 8 every morning. Right? Let's go to the next one. I blank, you got lost my keys. I can't get inside. As I have told you, something that happened in the past and it showed the result in the present time. What do we use? We have recently studied. We have recently studied. Okay? So what are we going to use now? Are you going to choose present simple or present continuous or present perfect? Things that you lost the key is not now, lost in the past. Okay? And the result now, you cannot get inside your house. You cannot get inside the car, for example, like that, you know. So what are we going to do? Present perfect simple. So what do we have? I have lost past participle. Be careful, okay, with the form of each tense. Present, present continuous, or present perfect simple, right? Let's go to another one. And then not try the snake, it's awful. Think about the sentence. Is it affirmative sentence or it is a negative sentence or it is a question? Can you see the keyword not? Not is the negative word. So it must be the negative sentence. Okay? Now let's go. Think about present simple or present progressive or present perfect simple. Can you read the whole sentence again? I not try the snake, it's awful. When you talk about it, you think about experience in one's life. The life experience in my lifetime. I have never tried. Remember? Present perfect simple. So what do you have? We have got not here. Well, what is the form of present perfect? Have, the positive, have, plus what? Subject, plus have, plus past participle. And how about negative? We have got subject, plus have or has, plus not, plus past participle. So what are you going to have now? I have, okay, not, what's that? Try. Can you see the word try? Y is at the end, and in front of Y we have got one consonant. So before adding ed to the verb, what do you have to do? Erase Y by changing it to I. Okay? Lastly, ed. I have not tried the snake. It's awful. It's life experience in my lifetime. Okay? Let's go to the next one. You be ever. Remember about ever and never. Ever and never are signal words. We talk about life experience in someone's lifetime. So when you talk about life experience in someone's lifetime, what are you all going to choose? Present, perfect, simple. Am I right? Sure. You are right. I am right. Now let's go. What is that? Look at the question. Where is the subject? Subject is you, okay? So this sentence is not the positive. This sentence is not the negative. It is the question sentence. So when you use the question sentence, what do you have? Have or has plus subject plus verb past participle. Okay? Now look at that one. Plus past participle. Now look at that one. Have. Why I don't use has here? Why? The subject is you. Do not think about anything else. Okay? Just have you. Okay? Ever. Look at that. Be is the partner. Be is the best verb. So when you go to past participle, it go to been. Okay? So have you ever been to Siem Reap? Have you ever been to Siem Reap? They ask you about your lifetime, about the experience in your lifetime. So present, perfect, simple is used. Okay? Let's go to the next one. He. Look at the two words in here, in the bracket. He not talk to his fiancée since Sunday. So try to see the whole word, the whole sentence by looking at the keywords. By looking at the keyword. Okay, does this sentence have the keywords or it doesn't have? To try. He not talk. We already know not talk. It must be in a negative sentence. All right. And then to his fiancée since Sunday. You know that? It's the point of time. Since Sunday. It's not the period of time. Since Sunday. Since 1984. Since 1985. So what are you going to use? Okay? Present, perfect, simple. But it is not the positive. It is not the question. Okay? It's a negative one. So how do we make the negative one? In your head, right? He, what's that? He has, okay? In fact, affirmative, okay? Look at the affirmative first. He has talked. Okay? ED. This is present perfect simple form. But that one is not negative form. That one is the positive one. Okay? So inside our sentence, we are going to use negative sentence. So which point are we going to use now? You are going to use in front of has or in the middle of helping verb and past participle. Here. In the middle of helping verb and past participle. So we have he has not talked to his fiancée since Sunday. Another example. She pregnant for almost 5 months. Try to see the sentence by looking at the keywords. Sometimes the whole meaning of the sentence. Sometimes you think about the nature. Okay? You think about the nature. Look at that one. Look at the way she is pregnant. Everybody has got pregnancies, okay, since the beginning of the month until almost 9 months or maybe 1 year, maybe 10 years, 10 months, So what we are going to do now is that you say she be pregnant for almost 5 months. Okay, she's still not delivering the baby yet. Okay, she doesn't deliver the baby yet. She doesn't. Okay, but only 5 months. Only 5 months. So what is it? The total period of time of delivering the baby is not only 5 months. At least more than 8 months. You understand? At least more than 8 months. So we are going to say she is pregnant for almost 5 months, or she is being pregnant for almost 5 months, or she has been pregnant. Okay? She has been pregnant for almost 5 months. So you gotta see one more. 4 is the total period of time, but not yet to delivery. Okay? Not yet to deliver the baby. Okay? So we are going to choose present perfect in this exercise. Right? Let's move to the next one. I think water, and then you see the word boil right now. Think about the word right now or at the moment. What tense are you going to choose when you see the word right now or at the moment? Present continuous. So what do you have? I think water is boiling. Okay? Right now. I think water is boiling right now. Let's go to the next one. The next verse, we have got verb to live. Okay? We got verb to live here. So what to say? The next verse is living, or the next verse lives, or the next verse has left. Okay? Again, the next verse is living, or the next verse has left, or the next verse lives. Think about the sentence. In 30 minutes later, if we listen to it without thinking, we think without thinking too much, you think that this must be in the future, alright? But have you remember what I told you about the schedule? About the program. Okay? So, according to our uses of the present simple, rule of the present simple, if you talk about the schedule, even something that happened, 1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later, okay? We don't use present simple, we don't use present progressive, we don't use present perfect simple. We use present simple, okay? We use present simple to talk about fixed schedule. Okay? Fixed plan. Now, let's go. The next verse, lives, present simple. Hi, welcome back everyone. Today we are going to finish the practice of the 3 tenses: present simple, present progressive, and present perfect simple. Okay? Now, let's have a look at the board. Dara blank his house every Sunday. Today is Sunday. He his house. So in each exercise we have got two verbs to fill in. Okay? But they don't have different verb, the same verb. Okay? Example, clean here. You are going to use clean here and then over here. So two spaces use only the same verb. You understand? But I don't know. You use present perfect, present simple, or present progressive. I don't know. Now let's go together. Dara is, Dara blank is, his house every Sunday. Today is Sunday. He, his house. So try to think about the key words. Where is the key word? Look at the first sentence. Dara, his house every Sunday. Every Sunday. Key word. So what is your decision? Every Sunday, every Monday, every day. What is it? Is it the present simple you are going to choose? Is it the present progressive you are going to choose? Or present perfect you are going to choose? You are going to choose the present simple because of the keyword every Sunday. Okay? Now let's go together. Dara cleans. Okay? We have S here. Dara cleans his house every Sunday. Today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. So what are you going to use? Today is Sunday. What is that? He has cleaned, or he is cleaning, or he cleans. Today is Sunday. Action is like that, So what are we going to use now? Present perfect or present continuous? Present continuous. So we have he is cleaning. He is cleaning his house. Okay? Let's go to the second one. Grandma, the children a story. She, them, a story every night. Where is the key word? Every night is the key word. Okay? Grandma, blank, the children a story. She, blank, them a story every night. Them stand for children. Okay? So what are you going to use now? Story every night. Every night show about action happen again and again, like a habit. Okay? So what are we going to use here? Present simple. She tells them every night. Look at that. Grandma is telling, right? Do we have to double one more L? No way. Okay, now let's go. Grandma is telling the children a story. She tells them a story every night. So she tells them a story every night. We use present simple because you have every night is the key words. Okay? Now let's go to number 3. Mr. Kane, English, to the students. He thrice a week. Thrice, I mean 3 times. Thrice, I mean 3 times. Alright? Mr. Kane, English, to the children. To the students, sorry. He thrice a week. So what are we going to put now? So thrice a week. Okay? Twice a week. 2 times a day. 3 times a day. 4 times a week. 5 times a month. Happen again and again and again. So when things happen again and again, so what are we going to choose? Present simple tense. So try to use that one and then we go to the next one, the first one. So what are we going to do now? He teach. Okay? Can I say he teach? Can I say he teach like that? Remember? Present simple verb used with he, she, it, ending in CH, SH, SS. Okay? You cannot add only S, you have to add ES. So when you write teaches here, when you speak, okay? When you speak, they understand what you mean. But when you write, it's wrong. Okay? So we have to add ES, teaches. He teaches twice a week. So what is that? Mr. Ken has taught English to the student, or Mr. Ken is teaching English to the student? Mr. Ken is teaching English to the student. Okay? Let's go to number 4. Nita clothes. Her clothes each week. Each weekend. Each weekend, I mean every weekend. Once again. See? Each weekend, I mean every weekend. Every is the key word we talk about again and again. Present simple tense. So we have Nita, blah blah, clothes, and then she what? What's that? She wash. SH again, be careful. If the subject, I, we, you, they, don't worry. You use wash is wash. Okay? You use wash is wash. Nothing to add it. You understand? But if you have she, he, or it as a subject, you have to be careful. That's why you need to add es. She washes her clothes each weekend. So Nita, what are you doing? What is Nita doing now? I mean, Nita is washing, right? Nita is washing clothes. She washes her clothes each weekend. Let's go to number 5. My dad news on TV every morning. See? Look. See? He blank news now. We use the word watch. Okay? So what is that? Every morning. Present simple key words. Every morning, present simple keywords. So when you use when you see present simple keywords, the tense you use must be the present simple tense. Okay? So what is it? My dad watch. CH at the end. ES. My dad watches news on TV every morning. See? When you point somebody, see? Or look, the action of somebody is doing like that, So we have TV every morning. See? He what? He is watching news now. See the word now. Now, right now, at the moment. Present progressive. Okay? Now, let's go to the exercise again. But that one is involved with the text. Okay? With the text. For example, my friend John blank in Thailand, but each winter he to spend. Think from the word my to spend. Do not think, like below that. Just only two verbs, live and go. When you talk about in Thailand, my friend John in Thailand, is it permanent or it's temporary? When you see every single word, we don't have any keyword that show about temporary. Did you see any word that show about temporary? Nothing. You understand? In case that you don't see every single word that expresses about temporary, it must be permanent. So when it is the permanent, you use the present simple tense. Now let's do the first one. My friend John lives, okay, in Thailand, but each winter, I mean every winter. So we talk about each winter, every winter, things happen again and again, again and again. So what are we going to use? Present simple tense. So we have each winter he, at the end we have to use he goes to Spain. Okay? Now look at from he to this point. Okay? Until full stop. He attend means join. Okay? Study, join. So he attend Spanish language course since he started going there. Since he started going there, she joined or he joined. Okay, example, Spanish language course. Spanish language course, he stopped studying Spanish language or not yet? Think about it. Not yet. So since after he arrived in Spain, every summer he studied Spanish. So action happened since before until now. Present perfect simple. Okay? So we are going to use he what? He has. Past participle of verb attend, we have attended. Okay? Attended. Ed at the end. He has attended Spanish language course since he started going there. And now. Keywords of what? Of present simple? Or present progressive? Or present perfect? Now. Right now. At the moment. Okay? Look at that one. And now he, look at that one. Speak. Okay? When you talk about speak here, he is speaking Spanish quite well or he speaks Spanish quite well. Now here, it doesn't mean that right now. Now here, I mean the total period of time. I mean maybe before the moment of speaking. Okay? Before the moment of speaking, around the moment of speaking. Not right now. Okay? So what we are going to use is, what's that? And now he speak. Okay? Spanish quite well. While he is in Spain, he what? While he is in Spain, he what? He goes. Okay? He goes mountain climbing. Sorry. Oh my God. This is absolutely wrong. Mountain. I'm sorry. Okay. Mountain climbing. And he what? He climbs or he is climbing or he has climbed. Look at this one. All the important mountains. All the important mountains. Not only one. You understand? So it means that this is the total of mountain he has ever been to. He has ever climbed. So we have to use present perfect in this sentence, in this exercise. Alright? So what are we going to have? And he has climbed. Ed? All the important mountains at least once. Once, I mean one time. At least one time for each mountain. Okay? Unfortunately, I mean unluckily, he broke his leg. He broke his leg last month. Okay? So, at the moment, right now. Okay? So, at the moment, he what? He has read, or he reads, or he is reading. At the moment, I mean right now. Okay? So, present continuous. Okay? Now, he is reading. Alright? He is reading and what? He is reading and watch TV, or he is reading and watching TV? And watching. He is reading and watching a lot of TV. Okay? Usually, he what? Look at this one. Usually Usually, when you see the word usually, what is it? Present simple, or present progressive, or present perfect? Present simple. Usually, he what? He doesn't watch. Okay? Not watch. Usually, he doesn't watch. But according to who broke his leg, he did not go anywhere. That's why he is staying home, he is reading, and he is watching a lot of TV. But usually he doesn't like watching TV. Okay? He doesn't watch TV, but only because he broke his leg. Right? So much TV, but since his accident, he what? Since his accident. Can you see the word sin? Over here, since. Sin is the key word for present perfect simple. Okay? So what do we have now? But since his accident, he what? He has sinned. Sin is the past participle from see. Okay? See, saw, sin. Right? Has seen at least 2 films every day. Okay? At least 2 films every day. So, that's all from our practice exercises today. And I also would like to remind you, if you still not understand any point related to the present simple, present progressive, and also present perfect simple, even about the forms, even about the spelling rule, and even about the usage, okay, of the 3 tenses, please go back to see our old video, and after that you will learn more. But don't forget, take time to practice. Okay? Study every day, day by day. Thank you anyway for sharing my Facebook page, okay? And thank you everybody for taking time with me. Thanks. See you the next tense. Present perfect continuous. Bye for now.